Okay, so we have this prompt on the screen and it says write a program that computes and displays a student's mark in a computer programming course from 1. Their 5 assignments, grades, 30% of final grade, B. Their midterm grade, which is also 30% of the final grade, and C. Their final exam grade, which is going to be 40% of final grade. The program should get the name of the student and the marks out of 100, then perform the necessary calculations and output the final grade, rounded to 1 decimal place. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open a new file, and we can go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're going to need is to add our name to the top of the file. Don't forget to do that, please. Then add the date, and then we can go ahead and get started. So we have to start by asking for the different grades that these students got on their assignments and exams. So we can say A1 for assignment 1. Input, how much did you get on the first assignment? Okay. Now, there's one thing that we have to make sure and be careful about, I guess, when we're writing any kind of input. And that's the input that we're getting back from this is going to be a string, which we can't actually compute, and we can't add or subtract or multiply because you can't add or subtract or multiply words. So we have to let the computer know that this is going to be a number. Now, you could put integer, and I'm not going to stop you if you go integer like that and tell the computer, this is how the computer would read it. Assignment 1 is equal to the integer input of how much did you get on the first assignment, which isn't wrong. But the problem with integers is that they don't actually register decimals, okay? So if I had, for example, 23.3, it will just read it as 23. Any other number with a decimal, same way. So instead of integer, I can use float, which honestly, when in doubt, float it out. Like, honestly, float can do anything. So float is any decimal, 3.3, decimal, you will get it as 23.3. Now, we're going to do the same for the rest of the assignments, except coders are lazy, and we want to minimize our room for error. So the thing that we will do is that we will copy paste, all right? And we will just minimally change everything so that it fits with the next prompt. And I will continue to do this, replacing, for example, first with second and third. And then I will do it again for the fourth. And we just replace first. So this works amazing, but you have to make sure that you actually go back and check and you actually go back and change everything. Because it's happened a couple of times where like you go to run your code and it's like system error, this already exists. Or you know, you will get the prompt, for example, for A5 would be like, what did you get on your first assignment? And that's not the way it's supposed to be. Now that we're done with our assignments, we can do midterm, which I will literally just call midterm, okay? No need to reinvent the wheel. Float, input, and then how much did you get on your midterm? Okay? And there we go. And then we can do final. Oops. Final is equal to float, input, how much did you get on your final exam? Awesome. Okay. Now, we need to turn all of these into some kind of number value that we can multiply by 30 and 40 to get the, I guess, percentages. So what we're going to do is that we are going to take A1, and A1 becomes equals to A1 divided by 100. A2 is equal to A2 divided by 100. This means that then once we divide these by 100, then we can Once we divide these by 100, then we can later multiply them by 6, because 30 divided by 5 is 6. Now I'm going to finish this, and there's 2 ways to do this, one of which makes a little bit more intuitive sense, and the other one Still very logical, and it works, but it just a little bit less obvious to see. And I will show you both because I believe in showing you all possible options, okay? And then the only thing that we have to do really is we have to put brackets, okay? Now this, for example, let's say they got 80% on an assignment. This will be 0.8. We multiply that by 30. There are many different ways to do this, okay? Some people will not divide it by 100, but then multiply it by... Oh, I messed that up. You have to multiply it by 6. Some people will not multiply it and not divide A2 by 100 and multiply it instead by 0.6, which works. But this way I find is a bit more intuitive, or at least for me. Do it the way that you feel. This is very basic math. If you're coding in Python, then you should be able to do this no problem. Okay, we're just going to do the same thing for all of them. And then, once I do that, I will show you the other method, because this one requires a lot more lines and a lot more writing. That's okay. Okay, there we go. I finished it. And then we can say total is equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5, and that would be our total. Correct? Correct. Now we could also do total another way. We could say total is equal to, hear me out here, is equal to A1 plus, if we were to do this the other way, we'd actually have to put it up here. Total before the variables change is equal to A1. We'll put a bracket. A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5 divided by 500 multiplied by 30. Okay, that's the other way that you can do it. Ooh, whoops, what did I do there? Okay, that's the other way that you could do it. It just takes less lines. Still intuitive, as I said, it's just not the most intuitive way, and it still works. So I'm going to go with that for now, just because it takes up less space. So that is the total for A, which I will call, I'll just go total underscore A. Okay. Then for the midterm is equal to midterm divided by 100 times 30, because it is worth 30%. And then we'll do the same thing for the final, which is equal to final divided by 100. And then we multiply it by 40. And then we just have to print. So, I forgot to do the input over here. Student, we will call it student, where we get the student name, is equal to input. Oop. What is your name? Awesome. Okay. And then we can say print. Hey. And then we could say student. Final score is, and then we add, make a total, is equal to midterm plus final plus total. A is total. And then we close bracket. And that is how we do that. Now let's go run and print. Okay, save the source. We will call this grade calculator. Give it a cool name-ish. Okay, let us run that. And we get our name. My name is name. I got 50 on the first assignment. I got 50 on the second assignment. 50 on the third, fourth, fifth. I know I'm sucky. At least I'm consistent. My final score is 50.0. And that is how we do it. That is how we do it, folks. Okay. So this is your code. And remember, you can always, over here, this step, these steps right here, you could put them all into one line. You could. Okay, but that's just the way I did it, so it makes sense, and that's it. that's introduction to inputs and using inputs and converting them, and then adding, multiplying, and doing math with them.